The most dangerous weapon in a psychological war doesn't make a sound. It isn't a sharp insult. It isn't a clever comeback. It is absolute, unyielding silence. In a culture that teaches you to always speak up, to always defend yourself, and to over-explain, you are being set up to lose. Every time you argue with a manipulator, you give them data. You give them your emotions, your triggers, and your weakness. But when you master the art of strategic silence, you turn the mirror back on them. Suddenly, they are the ones drowning in their own discomfort. They are the ones talking too much, overcompensating, and accidentally revealing their true intentions. There is a precise method to this, a dark psychological framework used by high-status individuals to dominate conversations without saying a single word. And today, we are going to break down how it works. Specifically, the one type of tactical pause that forces even the most calculated liars to expose themselves. Stay with me. To understand the power of silence, you must first understand the mind of a manipulator. Every emotional predator requires external feedback to survive. They need your anger, your defense, or your panic to calibrate their next move. Psychologists call this narcissistic supply. It is the emotional currency they steal from you to support their artificial identity. When a manipulator throws an accusation at you, they are opening a conversational trap. They expect you to jump in. They expect you to explain yourself. But what happens when they throw the trap and meet an empty void? When you respond with absolute, unbothered silence, the machinery breaks. Because there is no data. There is no feedback loop. In psychology, there is a phenomenon known as the horror vacui, the fear of empty space. To a toxic individual, your silence is a terrifying blank canvas. And because they cannot control it, their brain automatically fills that space with their own worst paranoia. They start thinking, what do they know? What are they planning? Why aren't they afraid? By doing absolutely nothing, you have just forced them to fight their own shadow. The first method is called the uncomfortable pause. Imagine this scenario. Someone makes a passive-aggressive comment to you in front of your colleagues, or tells a blatant lie to shift the blame. Normally, your survival instinct screams at you to defend your honor. You want to correct them instantly. But instead, you do the exact opposite. You look them directly in the eyes, and you do absolutely nothing. You don't nod. You don't frown. You don't reply. You simply hold eye contact and count to 4 in your mind. 4 seconds of dead silence in the middle of a social interaction feels like an eternity. In those 4 seconds, the social pressure shifts completely away from you and onto them. The manipulator was expecting a defensive reaction to feed on. When they get nothing, they panic. To relieve the agonizing tension they just created, they will start talking again. They will try to explain their comment, soften the lie, or dig themselves into a deeper psychological hole. By refusing to speak, you forced them to unmask themselves. The second method is used when you need to uncover the truth. It is called the information vacuum. Human beings are hardwired to abhor silence in conversations. We feel an instinctual urge to fill the empty space with noise. A master manipulator knows this. and they use your comfort against you. They ask a question, and if you hesitate, they push. But you can reverse this trap. The next time someone gives you a partial answer, a vague explanation, or an obvious lie, don't argue. Don't call them out. Simply listen to their answer. Nod once, and then stop speaking. Keep looking at them with calm curiosity. Do not break eye contact, and do not say a single word. What happens next is pure psychology. By remaining silent, you create an intense information vacuum. The manipulator's brain cannot handle the lack of feedback. They assume your silence means you know they are lying. To fix the silence, they will keep talking. They will start filling the vacuum with more details, more excuses, and more validation. And if you keep waiting, they will eventually talk themselves into a corner and reveal the exact truth they were trying to hide. Silence doesn't just protect you, it extracts information.
The loudest person in the room is often the weakest. Their noise is just a shield to hide their deep insecurity. But the person who has mastered strategic silence, they possess a quiet, unshakable power. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to defend yourself against every petty attack. You simply need to hold your ground, stand immovable, and let the manipulator destroy themselves in the empty space you create. Now that you know how to weaponize silence, you are ready to face the next level of mental self-defense. Because once you master the pause, you must learn the exact words that shatter a manipulator's machinery for good. Click on the video appearing on your screen right now to discover the 3 subtle phrases that instantly shut down a covert narcissist. I'll see you there.